Hi everyone. Today we're going to make a start on the Graceful Blossoms journal. Last time I saw you, I showed you some of the papers I was going to use, and I was tossing up about what I was going to do for a cover. I had this brainwave. If you remember, I got a beautiful book in some Happy Mail, Japanese book, that had some really something special about it, and the colors just looked amazing. So I went through the thought of maybe doing a Coptic binding. The problem is I've never done Coptic binding before, so I had a go yesterday, and I did manage to make a couple of little attempts. But I think I might be a little bit ambitious to do a full-on journal in Coptic binding. So I thought what I might do is, originally I wanted to do a soft cover like Tracey J Designs does. She's inspired me to give it a go. I've never done it before. So that's what we're going to do today. But I am still tempted to turn this cover into a Coptic bound, just a writing journal, perhaps not embellished, but maybe I might do a topper. So maybe I'm being a bit over ambitious, but I'm thinking that's what I might do because I've still got all these beautiful papers to use. So anyway, today let's crack on and have a go at making Tracey's soft cover, so to speak. Now, from what I've worked out, I need a couple of envelopes, so I've got these, and I need some materials, which I've got inside here. I've got this tacky glue. It does say on here, dries fast, bonds fast, dries clear, sorry, paper, fabric, wood, cardboards, pottery, acid free. So it's made, if you're in New Zealand, it's a Unity product made at the warehouse, so we'll give that a go. A brush, obviously, and I've got a glue stick as well because she did sort of glue bits and pieces down. So the materials I'm using, I don't have a lot of material in my stash because I don't typically use it. So I went through and I thought, you know what, I'm not getting anything special, I'm just going to use what I've got. Last time we left town, because we live semi-rural, we don't have the big stores with us, I did go to Spotlight and I got some wadding, I think that's what they call it. Yes, so I've cut that up already. The base of it, I got this old pillowcase. It's just a cotton, I suppose, that I've tea dyed or coffee dyed, I don't know, it's been around for a little bit, but I've cut that down to shape as well. I've got my 2 bits of wadding. I've managed to pick this up at Retreat. They had a de-stash table, and I grabbed this, so I'm thinking I might do an internal pocket with that somehow. Wadding, yes, I talked about that. I found this, do they call it broderie anglaise? Is that the term for it? I quite like that. I like the colours that will go with that. I found this little patch. I must have picked it up from somewhere that's already been sewn around, and it's not technically a blossom as such. It's more sort of like a daisy, I guess. Those look like blossoms, but I thought the colours were quite good. If you have a look at the, maybe, anyway, background, I want to play with that. And then I also picked up in one of my op shop hauls like a table runner, I guess. It's quite delicate, and I did tea dye it. So I'm thinking I might use that on the cover as well somehow. But I think today what I'll do is, as Tracey talks about, just doing the front and the back, then they'll get put together and you sew around it and it will just look magical. So let's give it a go. What could possibly go wrong, as they say. So first of all, she said to prepare your envelope. So this one I've already stuck the end down. So I will do it with this one as well. Put that one over there to have a little bit of a dry. Then she said that she put some wadding down, doesn't go right to the edges because it makes it a little bit thicker when you put them together to sew, which is a really good point. I've got a very basic sewing machine which I get out occasionally, and I'm not sure if it's going to cope with this, so we may not end up sewing it yet. Now I'm assuming that this will be, actually Helena, what are you doing? Maybe if you glue that, that would be easier than trying to glue material that's trying to move around. See, learning process, every day is a school day. And this, she said, just helps it to stick to the base. I'm quite excited about this actually. I haven't done anything like this before. I actually think I bought the wrong stuff because this has got like a fusible backing on it, like an iron-on. So I'm not sure if that was the right thing to do or not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it because it's going to be covered. So I'll get one of my pieces of tea dye. Now it is a little bit wrinkly, but I don't think that matters too much. Oops, rubbed that off there. And she said when making, I'll just make sure that you're still in camera, when you're making this, to sort of leave a border around and snip off the corners. Now she did, what shall we try? Maybe we do need to just help stick it down a bit first so that I can somehow. Tracey, you're very welcome to jump in anytime and tell me what I'm doing right or wrong, because we want to snip the corners off so that when we so that'll go like so, it'll go like so. Okay, right, let me get my don't tell me I've put my, oh no, I've got my material scissors. I'm a little bit okay with that. And we'll just snip the corners off to make it a little bit easier. But again, they do get joined together, so it can look a little bit rough in here I'm picking. So, I mean, I guess it's no different to if you were using paper. You're just using material. Problem is with material is it moves around a little bit more, right? And right, let's go for it. I'll just pretend it's paper, and then I won't get so nervous about it. Okay, just got an ordinary. Now she used a product from Spotlight, I think, but it kind of looks the same. I guess they are what they are, aren't they? Okay, that's looking promising. It's one of those things when you've done it a few times, it's probably not as scary as when you first try something out. It was a bit like my Coptic binding. It looks really technical, but actually when you kind of study it a little bit, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. But definitely I can see you need to practice. That's pretty much me. I'm a bit gung-ho like that. Let's make sure that's reasonably flat. So I was looking at the golden meat pictures again for the Graceful Blossoms. They're just so pretty. I don't know which one to use on my cover. I'm starting to get a little bit apprehensive actually. The anxiety's kicking in because they're all just so pretty. Right, I'll just make sure that that is nice and crisp. Well, so far so good. See, normally I'd use my bone folder on those edges, and if it was paper, and you know, you kind of like squash it in there. This might need a little bit more glue. And one more. Now I'm not sure whether to use battening on the inside. I don't think she did actually, so I probably won't. Oops, that was my glue stick. It might make it a bit too thick and bulky looking. Now remembering, it's not too bad. This will get, the other side will get glued and stuck down onto it and then sewn. Okay, it does feel nice. You can kind of see that through there, but that's all right. We'll probably end up covering it. I haven't thought about a closure yet, so will definitely be something to look at. All right, so that's that one. Let's do the second one, and I don't think I'm going to put battening on that one. Now I'm going to put this on the inside so that when it sandwiches together that way. Actually, Helena, I should have probably glued that first. Glue that one first and then it won't move on your paper. Yeah, so this material, it's not even calico, it's just, I'm pretty sure it's like an old white, either a sheet or pillowcase that I had, and you know, when it's white and it's cotton, it's kind of like, I don't want to throw that out. I'm sure I'll be able to use it somehow. Right, now that I've cut that one, I better make sure I line this one up properly. There we go. How's that looking? Yeah. So remembering that's going to be on the inside. Right, let's, oh no, first of all, cut your corners, Helena. Make your life a little bit easier. I do have pinking shears, but I kind of thought because it's going to get glued and then sewn, it's probably going to be all right. Right, okay, let's go. I quite like this glue for this actually. I've had it for a long time and I haven't actually used it before. Well, if I've used it, I can't remember what I used it on, but yeah, for this kind of thing. I have seen people also, when they've used material, if they wanted to hold it in place, they've used double-sided tape as well. So that would be another option, I would imagine. I've got tons of double-sided tape. I could have done that. However, we will stick with the process. Okay. Good, good, good. You do need to use a fair bit. Lucky it's pretty inexpensive from memory. And we do have a warehouse in our little town, so that makes life easier. And in fact, we've got a warehouse stationery coming to town, which is rather interesting. I wouldn't have thought we were big enough for one of them, but they are coming and they're opening this month. In fact, I think they're opening, whoops, next week. Whoops, Helena, you're too busy looking at your camera, making sure that everyone's... Oh, there goes the glue stick as well. Crikey. I'm too busy looking at the camera to make sure you're online there, and didn't pay attention to what was happening in front of you. It's okay, we'll get there. That corner's not looking so good. Well, what is it that we say? It's rustic. It's okay. And so from what I understand, she lets this dry overnight to make sure it's nice and fully dry. So that's what we will do. Depending how we go, I'll see whether I don't want to be sewing on camera. Like I said, I may have problems with my sewing machine, so I won't bore you with that, and I might finish off making the cover offline once it's all dried. Okay, right, ignore that glue that's everywhere because it dries clear. That's what the instructions said. Okay, so that will be the inside. But what I do want to do while we're still together is have a think about, I've got a silicone mat down, so that's all good. If this is the inside, there's a bit of glue there that might show through. I really do like this. It's probably more daisy than blossom, but I just really liked it. I thought it was quite cool, and I thought it would make a really neat pocket. It's not quite long enough, is it? That's a shame. But that could go on the front somewhere, and maybe I will do this about here, maybe. Yep, let's do it. I'm going to cut right through the middle of something. How's that work? Right. And go right down the middle through here, I think. We'll use up. Yes, you will. Okay. A little bit, that's okay. That is perfectly okay, I think. Maybe I want that one. What do you reckon? I kind of like it being clear, and it's all kind of a bit ruffled up. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, will I use this one again? You probably won't be able to see this now because it's white. And I think we need to keep it quite deep. Oh gosh, I have made a fantastic wee mess. Look, I've got my silicone mat down. And I do want it pretty well stuck. I don't want it coming up at all. So let's, okay, maybe not. Oh no, here we go. Maybe not. I need to, maybe we'll try some art glitter glue and see if that might work. I am going to, maybe that's where I need to use my double-sided tape. Oh gosh, I'm making a fantastic wee mess here. Wrong glue, I think, Helena. Somehow I need to try and keep that glued down. Maybe I just need to tape it. What do you reckon? Do we just tape it? Right, hold that thought. I'm just going to stick you on hold and I'm going to go get some tape. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got some masking tape. Now, let's try and remembering that this will get stuck together and then we're going to sew around it. So what I need to do is just somehow try and just get it held down. I guess the glue will help the masking tape stay down too, won't it? Just maybe little pieces at a time might help. Oh well, like I said, every day is a school day, live and learn. Tracey makes it look so easy. Right, better put some glue on here as well, just to help the masking tape. The corner reasonably tight. Now I've kind of that's not a great plan, Helena, because you've got that extra bulk there. Okay, let's take that masking tape out again. Well, I bet you weren't expecting this, were you? Right, not happy with this corner here because it's quite mucky. Let's see if maybe we can put another piece on here. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Anyhow, you won't see this. Let's see if it's going to be worth the effort. Okay, I quite like this. It's got a little bit of scraggly stuff. And then that will be on the inside cover. So it will get sewn in here and it will get sewn around. Okay, I think that's it for today. We've got the nice squishy cover. We've got our inside, so that will get put together like so. And I don't want to upset that, but inside, outside, maybe that line down there. Then we'll do some, I'll probably do it offline. Tracey calls it slow stitching. I'm assuming that's just hand stitching, don't know. But I'm thinking, bear with, something along the lines of that. Again, I'm going to have to decide. I kind of like her. She's got the blue in there as well. There's blue on there, blue on there. Oh, and of course, when I make the topper, I'm going to have these somehow incorporated on here as well. There's that beautiful shot. Actually, what we might do while we're here is, I should have done it on the other one before I put that lace on it. I wanted to give it, I'm going to use gold as the accent on here. I think those gold will go fantastic with those colours. So I'm just using Distressed Spritz Fossilized Amber. And like I did with my Time in Africa journal, just a couple of little I'll need to think about the closure. I had that lovely gold bead necklace. Alright, so that's got a bit of gold on it. And do we want to? Yes, but I don't want anything on that. So let me just grab a piece of paper and cover that up. And or do I? Does it matter? Does it matter? Probably not actually. Let's try that one again. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to incorporate in the topper as well was, I'm not sure if you remember, the lovely Pauline sent me the wood veneer cut-offs, which I think would also go quite nicely somewhere. So there we go, we'll leave it at that. I've got the inside, the outside. Next time you see it, I'm picking, I will have already sewn it all together. I've got my, where are they? Here we go. Papers, signature, ready to go. I haven't done any flip outs. I think I'll add those in separately, but there's an envelope in there. Couple of envelopes and other smaller papers. The centerpiece, I've decided to go with the blossom. I think that'll be Was it more magnolia? No, I think it's a blossom. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this hot mess come about, and see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.